Guys, good Tuesday morning. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to Real Talk. This is an insider's guide to real estate life and the pursuit of happiness, presented by the Yes Team Realtors. Judah Wickhaver is our director. Judah, if you can go to the studio camera, we'd welcome Keith Smith to the program, executive producer, friend of the show, an all-around nice guy. Que pasa, chico?
And gift bearer of gifts.
I mean, dude, on Friday, the man comes with bourbon. Booker's bourbon. That's about a 123 proof.
Yep.
Keith Smith and I on the show on Friday morning at roughly 10:22 in the morning start drinking Booker's.
I think it was earlier than that, but that's okay.
And today we have
MarieBette Sweet. So we're going to bring on Will on the back end of the show and
the owner,
talking about what the stolen and all the neat stuff that they have out for Christmas. And I put the bike on the back of my truck because I didn't get a chance to do the indoor trainer this morning. So I will be working this all off after I have lunch at Dairy Market. But Jodi's got a short schedule. Love to tune her in right now and get a first look. I'm excited.
We're going to reach out to Jodie Mills now, Judah Wickhaver. I'm Skyping her as we speak. And if you could, get the interview on the iPad up here. So just go to my Facebook page and get the interview up here. We have Jodi on the line. Jodi, how are you? Que pasa? Oh my gosh, it looks amazing. I love the branding on the mask. That looks amazing. And I love the building behind you. Keith, look how awesome this looks, my friend.
Love the mask, Jodi. Well done. Look at that.
Check this out. I've got an original Dairy Market or Dairy Monticello Dairy shirt from Buddy.
There you go.
Delivery
I
guy.
saw that, Jodi. It's awesome.
So I got a very quick question for you. I plan to come over there for lunch. Is cocktails going to be served today?
No cocktails today. Unfortunately, the ABC licensing didn't come in altogether in time, but those guys will be open on Friday, the Milkman's Bar.
I'm in on Friday. So give us a first look, man. I was thinking about this as I was driving in. This is kind of like the wedding thing, right? You know, give us a first look and man, look at that.
Well, so let me introduce you to Rosie. Can you see Rosie?
Look at Rosie. I could see after a couple of cocktails at going ahead and making friends with Rosie there. That is cool.
And then you have Aleva coffee.
Ooh, we like coffee.
I have to do this correctly. Aleva coffee. Can you see Aleva?
I do.
The coffee bird.
I can't tell you how excited we are for you. This is, I know, has been go, stop, go, open, but man, congratulations. This is so killer. I can't wait to get in there this afternoon to grab me a little bit of lunch. The question is where, and I'll probably end up stopping at every one and gaining about 10 pounds before I walk out.
Do you know what? The smells in here right now are so phenomenal. You can smell every good smell that we've been waiting all this time for. Here's your move-through. Can you see your move-through, guys?
Oh, I'm an ice cream fan.
Very nice. Jodi, let me throw this question to you. How's the mood with the team? You and Chris and everybody over there. How's the mood with the gang?
You know what? We're ecstatic. This is, I keep saying to people, it's like I've been pregnant for 2 years, and it's now finally time to have the baby, right? So, excited, super excited. Yeah. And Chris was our first customer today. He was here and morning. Dino made him and his family dinner last night, and it was fabulous. Some rotisserie chickens. Dino's will be open today with his rotisserie side. Take It Away is open today. Jim will be open tonight. And Angelique is here. They're all cooking, getting ready. So this is fun stuff.
I'm excited.
Sizzle reel that.
Dino, check out Dino. Hey, Dino.
Wave hi.
I Love CVille. Say hi.
What's up, Dino? Dino.
Hey, Dino. Look at you, buddy. Coming over for lunch.
They're coming for lunch. So, yeah. There we go.
What's up, Dino?
Dino. I mean, that's like the perfect name for a pizza guy.
Pizza and chicken guy. And his food is so good, dude. It is so good.
And I'm sure our next
There's
guest,
your
Joe.
take it away.
There you go. Joe is watching and probably watering.
Joseph Gentile, watching in New York.
There you go.
He's next.
He's next. Oh, Angelique.
Angelique.
Yeah.
Yep. She doesn't have her lights on yet, but she's back there cooking.
Look at that.
See her? Angelique.
Wave.
Guys on
There you
TV.
go. Look at her.
What's up, Angelique?
Isn't this cool, man?
Angelique is awesome.
This is
all
just
waiting for
amazing.
you.
We couldn't have done this 2 years ago, a year ago.
I know, it's
This
awesome.
is so cool, man.
Yes.
No.
No,
and it's so COVID friendly right now. We've got lots of spacing, high ceilings, masks for people if they don't have them, hand sanitizers. It's just great.
Well, congratulations. I know you got an extremely busy day on opening day. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for giving us the show. I put the bike on the back of my truck, so I'm going to go for a bike ride first so I can justify all that great food. But I'll see you guys in the afternoon enjoying lunch.
And here's a sneak peek of the Milkman's Bar when it opens.
Ooh, I want to see that,
Yeah,
Jody.
get a little closer to that. Jerry and I's mouth are watering at the moment.
Okay.
I'm excited for the Milkman. I'm excited for all of them.
Absolutely.
They're gonna do so well.
Oh, man.
This is such a great idea.
It's a freaking awesome idea. Look at that.
Look at that.
That is awesome.
that.
That is awesome.
Oh, I love the branding. I love the branding.
So,
Here's their logo up here. Sorry to be taking you on this wild
No,
tour,
it's
but-
great. That's so cool, dude.
Well,
That's so cool.
Well, we're going to be in there on Friday, and I brought my Steadicam with me. So you and I are going to spend an hour together wandering around going through this stuff. Hopefully, the Milkman will have his thing, and we'll start off with a cocktail, and we'll wander around and eat and just have a great time on Friday morning. Can you do a 180 and look out, show us out the front door?
Okay. Hold on, I'll go
Please.
that way. Absolutely. Yeah. Anything for you guys.
We'll be there on Friday. You're gonna look at that, huh? Outstanding. You're gonna be my camera operator on Friday. You know that, right?
He hasn't cleared
Well,
this
I
with the
hope I-
technology
I
team.
I haven't cleared this with the director or the producer, but we got this, you and I. On Friday, we're just gonna have a lot of fun. He's getting nervous.
You're over-promising and under-delivering is what you're doing right here. That's what this is the definition of this.
We
I'll
can
do
do
my
it just
best.
like this. We're good.
I'll do my best.
We cannot wait. Thank you, Jody.
I'm in trouble. I just got into trouble. Jerry's mad at
Thank
me.
you, guys.
See you later. Hey, thank you.
Yeah, here's
Thank you.
There's your Star Hill guys getting their stuff together too.
I was just going to ask how Star Hill was
awesome.
doing. Cool. Jody, thank you. Oh, we just lost her.
Jodie Mills, great stuff. I think the place is going to be great. I'm so excited for their opening lunch today. I think it's going to be one of the most impactful projects Charlottesville has seen in
Forever.
I mean, what's the most impactful project Charlottesville's had like this? Think about it.
I can't.
Maybe the only thing recently would be Gabe Silverman and Alan Kajine's revitalization of Midtown Charlottesville. Because Midtown, before Gabe and Alan took it, was a shady little strip between the UVA corner and downtown.
I would agree with that.
And now if you think Midtown, it's a lot of the cool restaurants we like to go to.
So you define Midtown from the mall to the corner.
Yeah, the area between
Yeah.
the mall and the corner.
West
That
Main.
place, West Main, that place
Main,
used to be super sketchy.
Yeah, and they came in and they did some wonderful
It's
stuff.
amazing.
I mean, you could literally walk
The whole way.
the whole way and take a break, sit down, have yourself a little bit of oysters at
Right.
Public.
Or go to Little Star.
Or go to Little
or
Star.
Oak Heart.
Oak Heart, and just
You love Oak Heart?
I do.
Yeah.
And then I love all of those three.
Yeah.
And then just work our way.
Maya.
Yeah, and then
Tavern and Grocery.
Tavern and Grocery.
You know, Blue Moon Diner.
Blue Moon Diner.
I mean, you got
I have
so
not- Have
many.
you been in Blue Moon since they reopened?
We've been in the.
It was good.
It's the same intimacy and charm and taste of the menu, but it's a little bit more like it's like a modernized farmhouse kind of.
Got
where
it.
you get the charm of the farmhouse, but all the new technology
Yeah,
that makes
cool.
it more fun to live. That's what it is now.
Oh, that's
where it's
seem-
more spacing. It's less claustrophobic. You know what I mean?
Got it. That's another lunch spot or breakfast actually.
It's phenomenal.
Breakfast and yeah, and then you can work your way down, get past the what's the one right across from the flats? it's like a little B&B that they converted.
Oh yeah, by Farm Bell Kitchen.
That's it.
Yeah, the Dinsmore Inn.
That's it.
The Dinsmore Inn.
I had a sandwich there pre-COVID that was out of this world.
That's Ryan Hubbard. Ryan Hubbard also owns Red Hub Barbecue down 10th Street, right down Peloton Station. He and his mother own Dinsmore Inn, and they own Farm Bell Kitchen as well.
I had an excellent sandwich there. So now that we've teased Joe Gentile with food.
Because, Joseph Gentile's ready to lock it. Should I reach out to him?
Let's reach out to Joe. Bring him up to speed. See what's going on with Pearl and Joe and a brother from another mother. And we'll have to get him up here to test out Dino's Pizza and get the New Yorker test on it.
I'm excited. Joseph Gentile now on the line. Jodi Mills, our director. Joe, you look amazing. I mean, this guy is like... This is the type of dude I want to pull up next to the bar with and have like a couple beers with and watch the game. Look at his background. I love the festive spirit. Happy holidays, Joe. How are you, our friend?
I am doing very well. I figure you'd appreciate Gentile Christmas style, whatever Christmas style to the Gentile way. So,
Look at this, Smith. Look at Joseph Gentile. I love it. Joe, you are the man, Joe Gentile.
You got to put a little beard on and something like that, Joe, and I think you'd be ready for Christmas.
You'd make a great Santa, Joe, just because you're a lot of fun, you're super jolly, and everybody loves you.
Hey, listen, I appreciate that, but I'm a little disappointed in the two of you.
Why?
Whoa.
I've been on the show a few times. I have never been there for a Booker's Day. I mean, that is my second favorite bourbon, actually.
Wow.
So what's your first?
My favorite bourbon is called Little Book, which is made by the great-grandson of Jim Beam.
Wow.
So if you have the opportunity to try Little Book, and okay. I will bring the next time I am in studio, once we get past all this ridiculousness, I will bring in a bottle, and we will share in some of it. It is terrific, and if you like Bookers, you would love this one.
That's amazing. You want to tell them why you brought that bourbon in?
Do you know the story behind why I brought it in?
I do not.
I lost a bet. A real estate bet, nonetheless. Yeah.
Do tell.
We had an over/under bet that I love your coffee cup, by the way. I had an over/under bet that the fourth quarter of this year would beat the second quarter of 2019 in all these metrics, like number of units sold, days on market, medium sales price.
It was close.
And gross. It wasn't close, but I got one. I had to hit all four. I got one of the four. And, it's what we've been talking on the show. It's a lack of inventory. That's what kind of snuck up and bit me. There's not enough inventory. But.
So he brought the bourbon in on Friday morning, Joe, and we wet the whistle at about 10:18 in the morning, and it was awesome.
And today we got sweets.
I'd enjoy that type of day. Trust me.
Yeah. So we'll get through this mess and
do it.
And come on up and I wrote it down. Little Book, my treat. I'll pick up a bottle and we'll have a couple of drinks and somebody will eventually kick us off the air because we'll probably have.
And then Yona will come pick you up.
My wife will come in and go. I told you about this.
I mean, so you're telling me that inventory levels were so low that it impacted Charlottesville in a crazy way to throw all the numbers off?
It did. I mean, but keep in mind, we compared it to second quarter
of 2019.
2019.
That's the peak.
Which the second quarter is always the peak. I took a bit of a risk. I was. I think as far as volume goes, when it all shakes out. So I kind of did what didn't happen during the election. I conceded because the numbers just aren't going to catch up. But I might be, when I'm short, I'm going to be short 20 units, something that close. But, it was all fun. As we talk about it, was for the sake of a talk show.
Yeah, and everybody won. You're in the real estate business.
Everybody won.
Dude is having a great December right now and had the best year of the history of his business.
A great year. I don't know if you know this, and we're catching up over Skype, but Yon and I are, with partnership with Quinton Beckham, are opening up our own brokerage, Yes Realty Partners. So that's exciting. But hey, this is a catch-up.
Pearl certification.
Let's talk about Pearl certification. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's talk about how Pearl can help me with my inventory, right? My inventory shortage. Would that be something you want to chat about?
But, coming in 2021, we're going to be signing on a new brokerage in Charlottesville. Yes Team Realtors.
Joseph Gentile.
So let me get this straight. I'm buying you bourbon.
Joseph Gentile is always closing. Always be closing, Joseph Gentile.
Freaking New Yorkers, I tell you.
Just to catch everybody up, so we've had a lot of exciting things going on this year. So, as you guys know from the last time I was on, we did roll out our virtual certification for solar, which has been great. And because of that, we signed an agreement with the National Association of Realtors Green Resource Council, and we're bringing Pro certification as a benefit to any green designee across the country. There are 3,500 members. And it's great. It's a great partnership. We just rolled that out last month, and the agents are embracing it. It's been a lot of fun. So that was, that's like the big news. Heading into 2021, we're about to roll out an awesome new product. You're going to, Keith, you don't even know about this yet. It's a direct-to-consumer portal where homeowners can manage their home and the maintenance on their home and really learn about their home and how to make it more efficient as they're living in it. It keeps track of all the upgrades that they've done in the house. It gives them suggestions on how to make their home more high performing. And it really keeps the real estate agent in touch with those people that you have placed in the home. So obviously they'll come back to you if they want to do more business with you, but it also enables them to come back to the real estate professional to see what's going on in the marketplace and what they should be doing to make their house obviously more marketable.
Explain that.
So that's a lot of fun.
Dig into that.
To roll that out.
That's exciting. Dig into that a little bit more. So I'm going to be able to do this on that, right? Is that what you're saying? There's going to be an app of some sort?
It's an app, but it's also web based, and you create a profile for your home, and you're able to walk around your house. You put in the type of furnace that you have, the type of water heating system, and we will help guide those homeowners to making smarter decisions when it comes time to swap those out. In addition to that. We're also going to be including a maintenance tracker in there where you could sit there and say, okay, it's time to change the batteries in your smoke detectors or time to change the filters for your HVAC system. And, let people know, like, these are the things you should be doing to maintain your house to make sure, obviously, it's safe and it's, running at its peak performance. It's really a lot of fun. We're all going to have different ways to communicate with the homeowners for the real estate agents. To keep, a couple of times a year to keep them abreast of what's going on in the marketplace. There's all sorts of interactive capabilities. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I like it. I mean, our business is always built around referrals, and it sounds like a great referral tool where we've closed on a home with you and we stay engaged through the system. I'm excited about it. I think a new brokerage might sign on. I think this will sign on. It'll cost me a bottle of bourbon, but we'll sign on. So when are you going to release this?
So right now we're in the pilot phase where we just rolled it out with our first group of real estate agents. So it is live.
I didn't get a phone call. I'm just saying. Just kidding.
So it is live right now for homeowners. Like any homeowner can create the profile. But what we're looking to do is engage the real estate agent in a different way where they're inputting information on the home on behalf of the homeowner and getting them started off with their profile. It's just like I said, a different way to engage the real estate community, to engage their sphere of influence and their buyers, to make sure that we don't lose contact with people. Because I mean that is a problem that we have in real estate. And the Green Door is the name of the product, and Green Door is definitely.
I like it. Sure. So you didn't say when you might release it.
Where, like I said, we have to come out of pilot. My guess is towards the end of Q1 into Q2 is what we're really looking at.
So I love it.
Great idea.
So hopefully. Vaccinations will cheers, brother. Vaccinations will be kind of rolling in that, and your comfort level will be such. We'll get you in studio. We'll get you that bottle of bourbon because I don't want to hear it because I'll hear it forever. You didn't give me a bottle of bourbon, and we'll do a good reach out, get a bunch of real estate agents watching us and talking about this rollout. I'm excited about this. Green Door, love it. What else you got going on, Joe?
I'll tell you what, it's been a lot of fun rolling that out. But for us, we still maintain helping agents differentiate homes. I mean, if you want to land a listing, there's nothing better than to showcase expertise on a listing appointment. I say it all the time. The best problem an agent can have is how come when a homeowner says, or a prospect says, hey, how come the agent I interviewed yesterday didn't ask me about the HVAC system? Well, it's a good thing you didn't sign with them and that I'm here today, right? And what we want to do is showcase expertise, showcase that we know how to differentiate a home, how to make a home more valuable in the eyes of a buyer, make a home more appealing. And that's really what Pearl does. And the success stories are piling up now across the country, and the agents that embrace it correctly are the ones that really, do the best with it.
I can testify. It makes a difference when you really do that, when you really sit down and have these conversations. I have it because of my knowledge with Pearl, but also my background as a recovering contractor and developer. We ask a lot of the same questions, and people think, and maybe you can dismiss this falsehood. It's not just for homes that are up a certain price point. We do this on homes that are in the couple $100,000, the entry level thing, and it really gains that 5%. I mean, it is no BS. It really beefs up those numbers. So, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for supporting the show. By the way, I would appreciate that so much. You've got a slot in here first quarter. I will go and order the bourbon now, sir, so it's ready. So tell us about your family and what you guys got planned for Christmas.
Well, look, since this has all started, we've hunkered down pretty tight. So we entered into a bubble with another family, and we've been really playing it close to the vest. And we'll probably do much of the same for Christmas. Spend it just with each other. So far we've maintained, perfect health here, which is great, knock on wood. And with my wife is a school teacher, and both of my sons go to the same school as her. So we've been able to maintain, nobody catching it, through all this, which is great. So the school's doing a great job. Locally, we're doing a great job. And, at home, we're just keeping it pretty strict. I can't wait for it to be over to break bread with my family. It's been too long. The social distancing gatherings just don't cut it. But yeah.
Well, so
soon.
Tell me about a typical Gentile Christmas. How many people you usually have around a table?
Oh God! I mean, well, we have my sister's family is always here. And, she's the family of 5. We bring in my brother's in-laws, so they're usually here. My family's 4. You're hovering. You're getting to that 20 mark. I don't have a big home, so we get to about 20, a little over 20 at times. It's tight. It's fun. It's close, and we do a ton of food. I mean, obviously, it's an Italian household, so there's no shortage of food. Manja. I usually cook my Italian beef Wellington, which is really good.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, we might have
that
to.
is a special.
I might have to swap with you.
The bourbon for the beef Wellington.
I will give you a bottle of bourbon if you bring me back up some of your beef Wellington.
It is, yeah. I won't. Yeah, I pat myself on the back pretty hard with my cooking. Yeah, it is. It's pretty good. Yeah, you do good.
Nice, Joe. I like that.
Joe, let's face it.
Joe just said, "Yeah, I'm a badass in the kitchen. I know it.
Let's face it.
I should send you guys the turkey that I made for Thanksgiving. You wouldn't even believe the thing.
Really? So, do you fry your turkey or do you bake your turkey?
No. Frying's for amateurs. I baked this thing. It had a bacon lattice on it. A bacon lattice.
You just offended half of the South, by the way.
So genteel.
New Yorkers, you can't freaking take them out of...
I'd say 50% of Charlottesville fried their turkey.
You just offended half of the...
Jerry, until we share my recipe, if you were to throw out my recipe and the other half of Charlottesville tried it, they'd never go back to frying again. I can promise you.
I like his confidence. I like his chutzpah.
So Joe, with all love for your brother, you're Italian. You kind of look like you like to eat. So if you weren't a good chef, man, I'd be really nervous about that.
I kind of look like I like to eat.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about over there, Keith.
I enjoy it. If you do it, you may as well enjoy it. Come
on. It's funny. Yona and I were talking about this the other day. We've actually got a couple of clients from Italy, and they're in, and we're trying to find them a home and so forth and so on. And I'm half Italian, half Irish. You're all Italian. We just love to eat, and it's not the act of eating. Right, and that's what we're struggling with. It's the camaraderie, it's the family, it's sitting around the table, and you said breaking bread, but I had dinner with my mother and father on Sunday, and they're struggling because our Christmas is 40. I mean, we're like 40 people.
Wow,
that's just family. That's just immediate family, And so they're struggling with this. I went and they're not watching, but we're buying them a gift for Christmas that they can Zoom, and we're just going to Zoom everybody across the country, and we're just going to have like a virtual dinner. It's not what we want, but it's a good second.
Look, it's we've learned there's a new temporary normal that we're dealing with, and you still love them, you miss them, and you find new ways to communicate and to be with each other. And when this is all over, it's just going to make that party so much more special.
Amen.
Well, so we're asking everybody 2 questions these days. First one is when the vaccine is available to the public, are you going to take it? That's the first question.
I will be first in line.
There you go.
Me too, Joe.
Most people
without hesitation.
Me too, Joe.
That makes the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Judah,
I think he hesitates.
Judah's hesitating.
Are you hesitating, Judah? Okay.
We got a yeah from Judah.
Yeah.
But the second thing is, how do you see 2021 in business and real estate, and what's your crystal ball saying?
Look, I think for real estate, it's going to become a little more normal, right? I mean, you're going to have a little more of a balanced market. I mean, eventually, the ramifications of the unfortunate ramifications of COVID are going to hit. So you're going to see inventory levels rise a little bit, and you'll probably see some normalization of the marketplace where you get inventory that stretches somewhere at about 90 to 120 days. I don't know if we'll get that right away, but you'll get it soon after. So we'll probably, it'll take a while to get there, but you'll probably be looking at about 30 to 45 days soon after we start getting the vaccines out and things of that nature. And look, it'll be more challenging for real estate agents to find their piece of the pie because you're going to have to go out there and fight for your business again. But I think that's the fun part about real estate. Is
Green Door will help them with that. Green Door will help them with that.
There is no doubt, and that's why we put a lot of effort into this during the pandemic. This roadmap was laid out. Rachel Davis did an amazing job with it, so she was on the development team with it, and she did an amazing job. And I can't wait to show it to you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll really enjoy it. And maybe we'll do a live demo or something. We'll get Jerry to put his home in.
I love it. Hey, Joe. So you see it playing out like this: that the vaccine creates consumer confidence, and with consumer confidence comes people willing to now put their home on the market, and as homes get on the market, we have an added level of competition, which means homes can stay on the market longer. That's how you see it happening?
Well, I think you're going to see a jump in inventory, and the jump in inventory will stretch the market considerably. I think, unfortunately, Jerry, I think unemployment is what's really going to hurt, right? So there are ramifications. There are going to be businesses that go under, people that are unemployed, people who aren't able to purchase. So when that meets more homes in the market, you'll see, obviously a longer stretch of days on market. If interest rates stay where they are right now, it'll surely help the real estate industry. But, how long can interest rates stay this low? So I think you'll see the perfect storm.
They're projecting
it's not going to recess like it was back in 2007.
Oh,
we're
without
not going
doubt.
to see a recession. We're just going to see a normalization. I mean, I don't have any fear of recession. I just feel like, we'll see a normal market. Homes are on the market 90 to 120 days. I mean, that's a healthy real estate market.
So that's the right word, healthy. Right now, it's unhealthy. It really is unhealthy. It's unhealthy. It's it's just. But I agree 100%. But everything that I'm reading and all the smart people with PhDs and all this kind of great stuff, they're projecting under 4 until 2023. I've been doing this work for 30 plus years. I've never heard anybody projecting out interest rates that far, and I think it's going to happen that way. But you're spot on. I think this is going to be as confidence rises, inventory is going to rise. But the lack of inventory is so anemic at the moment. Even a small 10%, 20%, 30% increase is still anemic. It's not even going to get up there. It's just way more buyers than product at the right price point, right? Real estate is always its 5 things, right? Location, price, feature, condition, and timing, right? So, I mean, if you're way overpriced, then, it's the time isn't right. Or if you're not in the right location, those kind of things. You still got to hit those five things to make that happen.
I mean, if you think about this, if you're a first-time home buyer or you're just a buyer in general, if you have no time to react to going to your open house to see if you want to buy the house or not. So you're walking into a house and saying to yourself, is this the house that we're putting an offer in at about $20,000 to $30,000 over asking price right now? Because if you don't, there's 10 or 15 other people that have put the offer in right as soon as you walk out the door. And it's just so discouraging if you're a first time. Like, there's no joy.
But it's not even that,
home.
Joe. I mean, I just did a sight unseen, roughly $800,000 on the. I did a Google Teams. No,
that's
Microsoft
so crazy.
Teams.
That is nuts.
Microsoft Teams.
An $800,000 deal while walking your buyers through the house on your phone.
Sight unseen.
Think about that's nuts. $800K.
That is crazy.
But I'll make since he's been selflessly plugging, we'll do a selfless plug a little bit here. That's when you need a qualified, a trusted somebody that
you were their eyes.
Correct, and we've got the right equipment. We took the time to invest in it, and so forth and so on, and the software and the learning to do it. But it's a year ago I would have told you, nah, that would never happen, and here we are. This is what's happening. Joe, we got to call in our next guest. It's always a pleasure. Love the house. A little comment on that. Yona and I are going out west to visit our son-in-law and our daughter out in Seattle. So we don't have a Christmas tree. So thank you for letting me see your Christmas tree. You can maybe do a little live Christmas thing and get a Santa suit. This would be really cool for you.
Joe, you're the man.
I love you, brother, man. I missed the hell out of talking to you. Thanks, man.
I miss you guys, too. Lots of luck. Be safe out there, okay?
Will do, buddy. You too. Back at you, man.
Thank you, Joseph. You have a good one, buddy. Take care. Bye. Joseph Gentile, guys. Pearl certification, one of the great guys out there. Katie West still to come. Will from MarieBette on Water Street still to come. Live across social media. A couple will dot the I's and cross the T's. His prediction for 2021. As it pertains to the Central Virginia market, Joseph in Pearl certification taking more of a macro look on the real estate market because Pearl certification is a macro brand. Thoughts on his take as it pertains to the micro market of Central Virginia?
So, and Katie will help us a little bit with this because she's going to give us some live numbers over...
Local numbers.
Local numbers, but look, macro... Conceptually, he's spot on. This is going to start ramping up a little bit. Inventory is going to start picking up. This is why clients we're having conversations with right now is, look, if you're thinking about putting your house on the market, now's the time to do it because, the inventory is so low. Inventory is going to start ratcheting up sometime in January once this,
the vaccine.
We were just
tied to the vaccine.
We were just watching. We thinking Moderna.
Moderna.
Thank you. We'll kind of get the thumbs up by the end of the week.
Yeah, it's time. People at the hospital system are getting the shot now, literally.
And we all knew that in advance from our contacts. And I think the big difference between the two shots, unless I've got this wrong and somebody's watching can correct me, one has to be, I think the Pfizer has to be super cold. Yeah. The Moderna, thank you. Yeah, does not have to be stored at such frigid temperatures as the Pfizer vaccine. The efficacy of them all is coming in at 95% plus. These are incredibly effective vaccinations. The concept is potentially by the end of first quarter, we will have a vaccination glut. Yeah.
A glut, meaning too many vaccines. That's good news for everybody. It's good news from a price point standpoint, from an accessibility standpoint, and with the vaccination glut, that should create the type of confidence that leads to the spring market coming in February.
But to go back to Joe's comment about days on market, I looked this morning. Lake Monticello this year has 8 days on market.
That's the average for the whole year?
Median
for the year.
Yeah, drops out the high.
The DOM at Lake Monticello is 8 days on the year.
Out the high and
That's
low.
astonishing.
So, man, that's a lot of days on market.
My buddy just bought a home in Crozet, starter home, toured.
Didn't use Yes Realty.
Well, I didn't have any say on it. I always do.
I'm only kidding you.
Toured 7, he and his wife. 7. And it was the situation he was talking at where they had to go in, put an offer in as they were, do you want to buy this or not? Put an offer in.
Well, there's two largest.
Like 1,100 square foot home in Crozet.
In our market, the two, and Katie probably can share this a little bit, help us with this, but the two largest percentage growing markets, percentage-wise, is Crozet around 33, and this county we constantly talk about, which is Nelson County. I had a conversation this morning with some developers and stuff, they're looking at Nelson County. This thing about
the fiber, the broadband,
and being done by 2023.
Yeah.
Is a huge thing.
And on top of that, from a small and medium-sized business standpoint, very advantageous setting to run a business in Nelson County. They're very pro-business.
Very much so.
You have good schools out there. You can get a little more bang for your buck and some land as well.
Absolutely. And Lovingston
And it's close.
It's 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the
right.
most. Lovingston...
It's having a revitalization of downtown Lovingston.
It's a new streetscape.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
That's a Jesse Rutherford topic.
Yeah.
So you think that place blows up, huh? Yeah.
We talk about this, the outer rims, and one of the things I asked Katie to look at.
We're reaching out to Katie now, J-Dubs.
Is she has offices on the other side of the mountain. Love to find out what the stats were on that.
Oh, she's on the line.
Hey, Katie.
West on the line now. That's a great topic for her. Katie, if you could tap that. Oh, you did it. You did it before I asked. You're amazing. Hey, good to see you, Katie.
I tried.
How are you,
Katie?
I am good.
The topic is a topic you know better than just about everybody, and it's real estate. We were talking about the other side of the mountain, and if you can offer some perspective into transactions, into volume. My friend group, the millennials and younger, seem to be sprinting to the other side of the mountain because this is what is affordable. Can you offer any perspective on this topic, Katie West?
Well, I have an office up at Wintergreen actually, and that office is going crazy right now. They are working morning, noon, and night, weekends, holidays, whatever they have to. That office is the best year it has ever had. They do some work in Stanton and Waynesboro, and this office, even in Charlottesville, has been doing some. And that tells me that market is extremely hot. The Crozet, anything out that direction seems to be going really well, and Nelson County is exploding. They, in fact, the realtors down there, from what I understand, are begging people to put their houses on the market.
Well,
it sounds like Keith and Yoda Smith at Lake Monticello.
Well, we do business on the other side of the mountain, so we're in. Keith Smith is not. I'll beg, I'll do whatever it takes.
You need something to sell.
I think that's what we've been doing on the show is begging.
Give us some damn inventory.
I need something to sell, so we can send them to Katie, and so everybody.
It's the whole supply chain.
Well, I mean, we're kidding. First of all, Katie, great to see you.
Yeah, Katie's awesome.
Good to see you too.
Great to see you. Before we get into business, how you doing? How's the family? You all ready for Christmas?
I am pretty much. I have a few last minute things to get, but I pretty much have done all of mine because we're traveling for Christmas. So.
Oh, where you going?
We are
if
going
you don't
to
mind
South
me asking.
Carolina to see my grandchildren.
Good for you.
Yeah, respect.
We did that for Thanksgiving. We went up to go see our grandson up in Connecticut, and we did it super safe. We took a COVID test before we went up. We took one when we got there. We spent the week there, and the only two places we went was Whole Foods, which I'm now broke, and the house. That was it, and it was great. We had a great time, and Joe Gentile was on earlier. We fried turkeys. He kind of looked at us kind of down on his nose a little bit, but that's a typical New Yorker thing, so we'll have to fix some of that. We move on. But so how's business, and just how are you doing?
This is our best year ever, and that's across the board. My Lynchburg office, my Withville office, my Wintergreen office, and this office, and all of my joint ventures. Everybody is having their best year.
This is the best year in the history of the companies?
Yes.
That's amazing. Congratulations, Katie.
So percentage.
Yeah, and I really think that a lot of ours is due to the fact that with COVID, so many places tried to work remotely and do things a little differently. And what we did was we just kind of potted together here in my office. And everybody in the office has just been super safe outside. And we limited it to one client in the office at a time. We hired a teacher to teach all of the employees' children. Nice. Since they're all exposed to the employees that are all together anyway, we're just keeping them all in-house. And so we don't have that exterior exposure that most people have.
You created your own pod, is what you're saying.
Yes, we did.
What a novel idea.
That's
Hire
brilliant.
a teacher. That is brilliant.
How did that work out? Give us the flip book of how that played out.
Has been amazing. Since we were only allowing one client in at a time, we have 3 conference rooms. So we converted one of those into a classroom. We have 6 children. So there are 4 second graders and 2 fifth graders. And we hired someone to help them with their virtual learning, because my employees can't concentrate on their work if they're worried about their kids' work getting done. And so the guy that we hired has been excellent with the children. They're all doing extremely well. He takes them to the playground at the church down the parking lot and gets them to exercise and do that sort of thing before he leaves for the day so that they aren't insane in the office. It's great.
How cool is that?
That's awesome, Katie.
I mean, thank you for sharing. I had no idea that you were doing that. That is so cutting edge and in front of it, and it's just a tribute to.
It's pivot and innovate. 2020.
Absolutely. Well, and it's the way Katie thinks and her organization thinks. They think outside the box and how we're gonna not dwelling on a problem, and I'll give a shout out to them. So, as far as closings go and transactions go, it's always solve the problem, right? Not throw up your hands. Yeah. We always solve the problem, and I shouldn't be surprised that you figured this out.
Right.
I just didn't know about it, but that's an awesome idea. Your employees are happy, your business keeps humming along, and the kids got to love it too, because they're around mom and dad, right?
Oh, they absolutely do. And like for Halloween, we all had buckets of candy and decorated our offices so they got to trick or treat inside the office. We've tried to do little things to make it more school-like for them.
So percentage-wise, best year,
yes.
19 versus 20. How much higher?
Good question.
Well, I looked more at my Charlottesville office just because it's the largest one.
Sure.
And so we were up about between 7 and 8%.
Wow.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
that's just sales, right?
Of that is the refis.
Got it. Yeah.
Because the inventory is so low.
Sure.
But even our purchases are up, but I have to believe that part of that is that our competition isn't doing as much. So I have to believe that is that.
So you're basically saying you have captured more market share in 2020 because you put the systems in place to run a business during COVID where perhaps some of your competitors did not do it as effectively or as quickly as you guys did.
That has to be my assumption because I know how far down the inventory is.
Yeah.
And so how can I have more purchases this year when the inventory's not there for the realtors overall to be doing more business? I mean, it has to be
so that's what sunk me on the bet I had with Mr. Miller.
But you know what Katie West is saying right there? We need to give her some props. She's basically saying that she and her team figured out this COVID landscape faster than everybody else, took market share away from her competitors, and that's why they had the best year. And it's not just by fluke of the year having great sales. She earned the business.
And why do you
That's what she's saying.
Why do you think she's on our team?
Yeah, that's what she's saying. She took it from people.
Our foundation has always been, how do we get to yes? And of course, that works out with Keith and Yona. We always try to get to yes.
Yeah. But, boy, she good. Look at this. We got Joe push selling. We got
Katie West could host her own show on this network. I know she could.
Can you imagine Joe and Katie together?
Yeah. She could host her own show.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Joe and I could team up. We could do a really good show. I'm real Southern. He's real, it could be interesting.
It's kind of like what you and I are doing right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, sort of.
There you go.
Anyway, but no, we always try and find a way to make something happen.
Absolutely.
And so when this came along, it was just natural for us to try and figure out how to make this happen.
Yeah. And you got in front of it.
That way. My employees are that way. It's just the way we look at things is how do we get to yes?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's never, this is the reason why I love using you guys. It's never a no. It's okay, let's figure this out. Even when it looks like it's going to be a no, they're going to figure a way out to make it happen. Very rarely it actually becomes a problem. We just figure it out and we get it done.
What's the craziest closing you guys have done in 2020, Katie? Give us the circumstances. I was talking to one person who was doing a closing on the back of a pickup truck in a mall parking lot at like 11 p.m. at night.
Oh, geez. No, we haven't gone that crazy. We do car side closings just, because some people are real nervous about coming into the office. So we do car side closings if we need to. We haven't really had anything crazy as far as actually performing the closing. I think our wildest things have been the types of closings that have come in the door. It's like people are just desperate to buy something, and they will buy something with some real issues and just trying to figure out the title and make it work.
Yeah.
That has been more of our craziness. Like, there's a 100-year-old easement for road that no longer exists, but how do we find the right person to vacate that road so they can build a house on that lot? It's crazy stuff.
Yeah. But we get through it. We get it done.
Yes.
Make the client happy. They know what they're buying when they buy it, without a doubt. They understand their circumstances. So we got to call in Will from MarieBette here in a little while, but I do have a couple of quick questions for you.
You're going to ask for the go-tos?
I'm going to ask a couple of go-tos. Actually, I'm going to add a third one for you. So
this is kind of like how we used to do the gauntlet.
We used to do the
remember
that.
In person.
Yeah,
this is kind of the gauntlet.
Would you believe
this is the COVID gauntlet?
Would you believe, Katie?
Yeah, y'all got me in trouble with the gauntlet one time, and Tucker still hasn't forgiven me for that.
It's okay.
Ask her the
Don't worry,
questions.
it's just Tucker. It's just Tucker. But so 3 questions. Everybody's talking about vaccine. Right? It looks like, in some very short order, we're going to be able to take them as a general public. If it comes out, when it comes out, will you take a shot? Will you take a vaccine?
I have 3 autoimmune diseases and some severe allergies. And so I will probably be a little more reluctant than the average person just because of that. I kind of want to hold off and see how it reacts with those people before I do it.
So I think
it's
that's Judah's thinking.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah?
It's okay. No, I was unaware of the autoimmune, so I apologize on that. But yeah, I mean, under your circumstances, it kind of, it's kind of like, when a new car comes out, you kind of give it a little bit of time and let somebody else kind of get through it. I kind of get that. Second question is, and thank you for sharing. The second question on that is, how do you see 2021?
I kind of think that it's going to level out and be more of a normal market. I don't think that, I hope to heavens we don't repeat 2020, but there have been good upsides of 2020 that I didn't foresee ever happening. And part of that is, learning to e-file and things like that we didn't do, that makes things easier and quicker in some ways. And so I think if we carry those things into 2021 and continue to do the things that we learned in 2020, I actually think 2021 can be very good. I don't think it's going to be as good as 2020, just simply because I think that everybody is going to relax and get more back to normal and have other things to focus on. I think with a lot of people being at home, that they had time to think about doing that refinance or purchasing that property or buying some land that they're going to build on later and things like that. I think they had more time to think of those things. And I think when life goes back to normal, that it will be more normal in our real estate business.
Well, I think we need to define what normal is, right?
That's a good take.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Lake Monticello, I looked at this morning, was eight days on market.
For the year, Katie.
That's just
for
ridiculous.
The whole year, the median.
So, we got a long way between that and, say, 90, right, which I would consider normal at this point. So
Healthy.
Healthy is a better choice of words.
Healthy.
Well done. So
I think normal is somewhere between now and healthy, if you know what I mean.
There you go.
I think normal is somewhere around 60 days. So I think we'll hit normal next year. I don't think we'll get to healthy until 2022.
Okay, that was a good take right there.
I like that. We got to turn that into a sizzle.
That is a darn good one. That's good.
Yeah. So we were talking to Joe, who's looks at things at a national level at Pearl, and he's in New York market. He was talking higher numbers, closer to 120 and all that stuff. In certain markets, that is kind of considered a normal days on market. Our market is really not that the case. I agree with you. I've always used 60 to 90 days as quote unquote normal on that, but. And a follow-up question to that, right? We hit this normal, whatever that day is. Are you going to kind of keep the systems you have in place? Is that working so well and so efficient that how you are operating now is now the new normal? Or are we we're now going to have to reset back to something else? Does that make sense?
No, I think our clerks' offices have gotten kind of into the whole e-filing thing as well.
I agree.
And I just think that is going to become some of the new normal. And I think some of our clerks' offices that don't do the e-filing are going to have to come up to speed, because I think the pressure is going to be there from the communities.
So who doesn't do it?
City of Charlottesville does not do it.
Really? How is that possible?
For the longest time, you put it in a plastic box outside the door, so that was interesting. But
little Tupperware.
Wait, is that true, Katie?
This is the 21st century.
They put it in a plastic box outside the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's scary, right?
That is terrifying.
Charlottesville. What we've got the court. What's the
code building?
Code buildings coming in.
World class city.
We got Co-Construct.
Yeah.
Not quite in the city.
Willow Tree,
which like the huge.
Get your sandwich bag and put the paperwork in there and leave it at the doorstep.
I got to tell you, Katie, that's the funniest thing I've heard on this show ever.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Of 122 shows, that's the funniest.
Most of them are doing e-filing, especially over in the Valley. The Valley has made it really easy to do business over there, because Waynesboro, City of Stanton, all of them do e-filing, which is great. Some of the counties in Southwest Virginia are doing it. So it's really become pretty easy.
So before you jump off, for those who are not in the space that we're in, explain e-filing real quick. What exactly does that mean?
It's like DocuSign.
It's a little bit more than that.
No, it's not.
Huh.
No. Mm-mm. So they have come in and wet signed their documents, because none of the clerks will take an e-signing document. You have to have a wet signature. But e-filing is where we scan in the documents and we upload it to the county site, instead of sending a runner to go to the county and stand in line and write the check and file it. And then we pay for it online with an e-check.
Gotcha.
So in order for bear with me for a second here, Katie. We're representing you and Yona. Katie,
sure.
You and Yona. You and Mrs. Miller, and Katie's doing the transaction for us. In order for us to hand you a set of keys, the deed needs to be recorded and money needs to change hands. And that's what Katie's talking about. Not the contract stuff. That we can do digitally. But, physically, a deed needs to be recorded.
Gotcha.
We get a phone call from the runner or from Katie's office and say, okay, it's recorded. Money is transferred hands. Here, Mr. and Mrs. Miller, here's your set of keys. So this was a huge step forward, because if that system didn't come in place, everything would shut down. We'd be able to the governor would let us do business. We can, if you go back and watch some of the shows in the beginning where I think we had Katie and Bill Tucker on, they were the first ones to be in front of this and push this through. So my hat's off to you guys for kudos, but this is huge, and this kept the money flowing, right? This kept the deeds flowing, so it's an important thing, and I don't think we're ever going back, but you're the expert.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think we can. Plus the fact, we would have to wait sometimes for a runner to get back from Fluvanna before we could send them to Albemarle. Well, now we can e-record in Fluvanna, we can e-record in Albemarle, we can e-record in Greene. So that runner doesn't go anywhere but maybe to an attorney's office to pick up the deed. That's all he does.
And that allows you to increase your volume too. That allows you to increase your volume too.
Exactly.
So Katie, we got to call in our next guest. I just wanted to take an opportunity and say thank you.
Katie, you're awesome.
Thank you. You're awesome.
Yeah.
We will keep you and Gentile away from each other because you might steal our jobs from us on Real Talk. Right? I think you guys would have way too much fun.
They'd be good.
But when vaccines come up and everybody's comfortable and all this stuff, I can't wait to get back to in-person chats.
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas to you, Katie.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Hey, Katie, good to see you. You were great.
Good to
You're
see you
always
too.
great. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Katie West,
Bye.
guys, she is awesome. How about those numbers? Best year in the history of the company?
Well, everybody in the real estate business is, this is it. But I think the real takeaway from that is how they got in front of it and how they solved the problem. And I really meant what I said. If they couldn't figure out this e-signing program with the local jurisdictions, nothing would have turned. No capital. Everything just would have stopped. And if you go back and look at the interview we did in March when this all started with Bill Tucker and Katie, I think it was our last.
I remember.
It was our last in person, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was our last in person interview before we went to this format. So
Will's on the line.
Hey, Will.
MarieBette, Jodi Mills is our director. Will, good to see you. Good to have you on the show. We have a bunch of your cuisine, your sweets here in front of us on table. You have one of the best brands in Charlottesville by far. When my folks come to visit from North Carolina, one of the first things my dad asks is to go to MarieBette. I sincerely mean that. Before we talk shop, maybe Will, how about an introduction for you personally? Introduce yourself to everybody that's watching, what you're all about.
Yeah, hey guys, how's it going? I am originally from California. Grew up there, lived there for 24 years. Hey, Keith. Moved here about 6 years ago. A good buddy of mine got me a job as a barista at MarieBette. Kind of worked up into general manager position, and then eventually that grew into a partnership at our downtown location, Petite MarieBette.
I'm eating, Will.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That is really good. Is that the rum?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Bourbon.
More bourbon.
I love it.
So one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on, Will, is first and foremost, I absolutely love everything you guys do.
Me too.
Love everything about it. My waistline hates it, but that's what I got the bike for, so
Exactly.
it balances out lovely. And we had a little bit of pre-show conversation, but I'm going to hit you up with something that we didn't talk about.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you, Keith. But you you embody the entrepreneurial spirit, right? You came here, you started as a barista into the management position, and now you're a part owner of, my opinion, the best shop out there. Now, Jason doesn't like that because he talked.
He might be a little partial to Rose Hill.
He talked to me. It was a couple of months ago, and he goes, "Are you cheating on me?" And I said, "Yeah,
your office is right there.
I'm kind of cheating on you a little bit." And we'll do that.
How's it feel to be an owner, Will?
It's definitely something I'm very proud of. It's a daunting task, but I think it's fun because you're learning something new every day. No day's the same, and it feels good to just have a real stand in the community and stuff.
You know why I know you're good at it? Because I spend probably a little too much time in your shop.
Yeah, he says he's got the most points at Water Street.
Yeah.
He's got points. He hangs out for too long.
I get kicked out. It's a terrible
Distracting
thing.
everyone.
I harass he does. He's absolutely right.
Isn't he playing card games at your shop there?
Yeah, he stays after we're closed.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith loves to play a little bit of. We play canasta. We have a cup of, when this opens back up, we play canasta, have a cup of coffee, and then Will goes, the shop is closed.
Yeah, it's time to go.
You need to leave. Oh, okay. But I was trying to give you a shout out. I'm a people person, right? And I read people, and this is what our line of work is. And I can tell you're very successful at this from the interaction with the clients, your guests, but more so, I can see the interaction with your employees. And that is a true sign of a successful business owner, that you thread that needle so well. You know, this may sound a little creepy, but I do watch you and see how you do that. But
I'm flattered.
So, in a good way, I watch it. But so this
I just care about your pastries, Will. I'm not watching you, dude.
He doesn't care. So we're rolling on. You can't see, but we're rolling on the feed all your neat stuff that you're offering up for Christmas, which we have a few of the treats in the box here that I'm not sharing with anybody. So tell us about your Christmas fair. Tell us about how people can access them, and the show is yours for a few minutes, brother.
Yeah. So this past weekend we just kind of released our holiday menu. Got a few things on there that are pretty unique. We do Stolen, which you can see right there, powdered sugar. It is a fruit bread. It's brioche. It's got candied ginger, a little citrus, some golden raisins, gobs of marzipan in it. It's super good. What keeps eating is my favorite, a sticky toffee pudding. It's kind of like a date cake. It's got a bourbon glaze on it. We do whole cakes as well as individual sizes. You just want to grab one as a snack. And then like the classics, bourbon pecan tart, kind of our riff on pecan pie. We got peppermint shortbread cookies, apricot frangipane tart, apple galettes. And then, of course, all our other pastry options. And if you want to place an order, they fill up quick. We usually have to have a cutoff date for the holidays, but they are available. You can call us. You can come into the shop, place an order. Those are the two best options to get in touch with us. 8 to 4, Monday through Sunday.
Hey, let me throw this to him. Will, this is amazing, man.
Man,
I'm eating it now. It's amazing. Your food is amazing. How about being an owner of a restaurant in COVID? Can you give us
It's fun.
Can you give us a glimpse of the emotional roller coaster ride that it is?
Oh man, when this all started, I was just like, it was pretty dark. You kind of think it's all over, but I think we did a good job of adapting quickly. We never closed. We just got our online ordering system up right away. We kind of scaled our menu back for things that might do better to go, travel well. That's not going to compromise the quality. At Petite, we even offered delivery services, and also just did a good job of like managing like health and safety protocol. I can't speak enough about my staff and how well they have been managing the transitions and being flexible and keeping everyone safe. And I feel like people feel safe when they come into the shop, which is also super important.
You guys, hands down, did it right. In my opinion, did it first. I was, my caffeine intake started panicking real quick.
But it never dropped.
It never dropped.
Yeah.
It never dropped.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about this offline in the shop one day. I think you guys were just built for, this isn't a great thing. This is a shitty thing, frankly. Mm-hmm. But you adapted so quickly because you were built for it.
And their model is a little different than the traditional sit-down restaurant model.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't do full service. It's not like a full service experience. So a lot of our service was already to go, which made it a little easier for us.
But in saying all this, I think I know you well enough to say you're excited about getting back to whatever normal is going to be, right? And
for sure.
I'm hopeful watching the news about these vaccines and, knock on fake IKEA, to quote my friend, which it's not fake IKEA, it's fake wood, but
I think it looks nice.
Thank you,
there you
Will.
go. Thank you, Will.
Will's a nice person.
What a gentleman.
I know. Will's a good dude. I like Will.
Yeah, I'm like a bum compared to him.
Oh, stop. You know what I love about what Will does and what Jason and Patrick do and what the MarieBettes do? And, Will, I'm going to throw this to you. You guys somehow managed to integrate positive messages and positive mentalities into pastries. And these positive messages could have a social justice theme. It could have like what's in the news cycle. Maybe it's the day on the calendar that we're honoring something historical or special. But I love seeing on social at your locations positive messages in pastries. Can we go down that road?
Yeah, absolutely.
On the bread.
And talk about the bread.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Jason Patrick Will, it's brilliant.
So we've been fortunate. We lived in Europe and traveled to Europe. I will stack up any one of their breads against anything made in Europe.
That's legit.
Hands down. Doesn't even have a chance. But, I love going in there to get my sourdough for the week, right? And just, hey, cool, what's today's stencil? Yeah. So I got to ask you, I've never asked you, how the hell do you guys do that?
That is all Patrick.
Really? Wow.
Is an artist, and he just cuts them into little plastic lids, and then they're like little stencils, and he just dusts it with flour on top. Yeah.
Wow.
But he does he does majority of them.
So when's normal going to happen?
I guess I feel like, as a member of the community and for any platform that you have, it's important to voice and defend those things that you feel are important to you and feel proud about them and show them that we care about those things.
So they constantly give back. And what's the terminology you use for that?
Conscious capitalists.
That's exactly
social
right.
entrepreneurs. Run a business in the black, for profit, but done in a way where you leave your business footprint in a better place than when you first arrived. And we can do that. We can run for-profit businesses and make the community better.
And that's part of why I wanted these guys on. Because they wrote the book on this, in my opinion, in this town. And I think on yesterday's show, you were talking about brands that have scalability and grow. And, I'm going to have to pull Will aside and say, hey, I got a great business plan to grow.
Dude, I think there could be 5 MarieBettes in Central Virginia.
Without
I mean, a MarieBette Pantops, MarieBette Forest Lakes, MarieBette Crozet,
You don't need to sleep.
MarieBette Zion's Crossroads.
You don't need to sleep.
It would kill it. It would be like Bodo's for pastries.
I agree. I mean, the Bodo's model is...
It would crush. MarieBette is banging.
Yeah, so those things are always a conversation that we have. We don't like to rush into them.
Sure, of course.
They're always on the board.
Because you know what excites me, Will? Obviously, any kind of business talk excites me. What excites me about your business is your second iteration, the one on Water Street, is more scalable than the first.
Oh, without doubt.
That can be put in a nook and cranny, as opposed to needing massive space, because it's really a takeout to go model.
Yep, it's just quick service. It's easy to implement. Not as many variables involved. Definitely replicable.
What most people don't know, you guys also built a commercial bakery.
Yeah, I didn't know that until you told me that.
So that's important.
There's a third location that feeds all our wholesale customers, feeds both restaurants. They deliver the pastries every morning. And that's its own whole beast that Patrick,
what's beautiful about that and we're writing a business plan for him live to go ahead and grow that Water Street location out. Why you can do that is you've got this beast that's producing for you, right? You don't have to produce at your location. It becomes a matter of
the Water Street location is just a point of sale or an interaction with the customer.
Sure,
absolutely, yeah. And the bakery used to be in the basement of the Rose Hill location, and we kind of quickly outgrew that and needed that extra space to kind of get where we wanted to be.
So I have a personal question to ask you.
Uh-oh.
All right.
In front of
a
couple of 100,000 people.
Uh-oh.
Wonderful.
Don't worry about it. It'll be okay. And it's very personal. So we're going out. We're going out west to visit my. And I got requests to bring.
I think he's going to ask for a favor right now, Will.
I got it. It's coming.
It's coming.
Let me get it there. I got a request to bring all these treats out to Seattle. How can I do that? Can I travel?
That's a good question.
I don't know what the restriction.
Oh, let me worry about that. I'll handle that. Oh, really?
Can you ship it?
He can ship it himself.
Yeah.
That's an actually great idea.
Yeah, you could ship it, but who knows what the postal service is like. I think freeze, putting it in your bag, taking it over there, be good to go.
You're gonna bring MarieBette to Portland on a cross-country plane.
No, Seattle.
Oh, to Seattle on a cross-country plane.
I swear to God, that is there's two things that my daughter requested: MarieBette and Bodos.
I mean, my
Bodos. Really?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll talk offline. We got to figure out something out. But I'm not going to let my little girl down. So we're going to bring her some.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Stuff.
No, we don't want to do that. Get us out of here on this note, Will. Will, you're the man here. We love your brand, Will. What does 2021 look like for you, Will?
Petite MarieBette, it's kind of up in the air, I don't think it'll be like a blink of the eye. I do miss having people in there, having that atmosphere. But once we kind of inviting people back in, we'll look to expand. Like we want to use it as an event space. We were doing cool. Maybe have some live music, things that go later into the night. We think it's a good space for that. Also, just continuing things that we've been doing, keeping the online. And just kind of, working back into normal.
I'm just going to throw it out there, brother. Commercial real estate's a little easy to get these days. You should be thinking about growing. Just saying.
It is definitely a conversation that's been had.
Cool. Will.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you. We wanted to wrap up the show with showing your awesomeness and what you guys do. So thank you very much. I'll see you soon because Friday. I'll see you on Friday. See you later, brother.
Friday. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Will. You have a good one, dude.
Yeah.
Take care. The takeout concept that could scale.
My wheels are turning. I'm already.
Because you don't need as big a footprint. It could be kind of like a takeout. I heard this Luce, which is the pasta window.
Yeah.
By Bizou.
Mm-hmm.
Bizou, Bang Tapas, and Luce. Those three brands are all in the same family, same ownership team, essentially, same management. Luce, the takeout window, is freaking crushing it.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's the perfect model for what.
Perfect model.
I think
crushing it. So what I'm saying is, I'll throw this to you. If you went with the model of having like a takeout window, and it could be larger,
sure.
Could be the same size, the food is sourced from the industrial kitchen.
Sure.
And then it's delivered there.
Yeah.
So the takeout is just the interaction point with the customer. And it doesn't need sit-down seating or inside ambiance. They just want the coffee and a grab and go.
So the guys, all the three guys at MarieBette, the main shop.
Jason, Patrick, and Will.
They years ago, they got in front of this stuff. Right?
Well, they got New York ties, right? So they saw this in the city, the takeout model. What Charlottesville was missing.
Well, what I'm getting at is that they had the vision, right? And they invested their time and money in themselves. That's what we do as small business owners in the community. And, quickly realizing, hey, I'm outgrowing my thing. And if you ever have the opportunity, and I would reach out to Jason and let you see it. COVID is really not the time to do it, but
sure.
When COVID's over.
You're talking the industrial kitchen?
Their commercial
kitchen.
Bakery is a wonder to see.
Where is it?
It's
I didn't know they had one.
Yeah, you told me. Literally right next to the. Oh God, I should know the streets. So Petite, MarieBette on Rose Hill. I think it's Dale is the cross street.
Dale Avenue.
I believe it is. And then as you're going towards Bodo, so if you would be, walking, if the back of
kind of by the railroad track. No,
it's literally you can walk right up the street.
Okay.
So I don't know what the other cross street is, but if you, so I can't visualize. I can visualize.
It's in that
area.
Can't explain. It's
it.
close to Rose.
Literally, it's 100 yards away.
Okay,
right.
That makes it convenient.
Yeah. So the guys that just redeveloped the on Preston the Carpet Place.
Okay.
Right.
Carpet Plus.
Carpet Plus. Thank you.
Yeah. I think Hunter Wyatt might own the Carpet Plus building. I think the State Farm guy.
But right behind that, on the Dale Street, on the MarieBette side of it, is this.
My mentor, Bill Nitchman, owns a lot of real estate there, commercial property.
We're a little over, brother.
Yeah, I know. We got to go. That's why he's like, Jerry, come on. All right, Friday show.
Just before we do that, shout out to Judah.
Yeah.
And to you.
Sure.
This was a big show, 4 guests.
Yeah. Our pleasure. It was fun.
Well, you guys are pros, and you handled this well. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody. This was I know the technical difficulties now to put this together. So thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Thank you to the guests for joining us. Thank you for the MarieBette. I mean, it was banging. MarieBette. Thank you, Jodi, Katie West, Joseph Gentile. Friday, even more perspective on Dairy Market and Dairy Central. Maybe a topic for Friday is what real estate development project will have an impact on Charlottesville like Dairy Market and Dairy Central. At the beginning of the show, the only one we could think of was maybe Midtown. Yeah. And what Alan Kajin and Gabe Silverman did in changing Midtown's identity, making it approachable and restaurant-centric and very appealing. 20 years ago, Midtown was super sketchy in a place we didn't go to.
And the second follow-up is what you tackled on your show yesterday, which was great, is underperforming properties and why.
Yeah, that would be great.
It would be a good thing.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to have a post-production conversation, pre-production conversation.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out for Friday to get live in Dairy Market. Go visit them, guys.
Yeah, Dairy Market opens today. It opens today, the food hall. Visit them for lunch. He's Judah Wickhauer, Keith Smith, Jerry Miller. This is Real Talk, presented by the Yes Team Realtors. Keith and Jonas Smith, trusted advisors in the game. You guys have a good afternoon. We'll see you on the I Love CVille show in about 59 minutes. Take care.
Thanks, guys.